Well, hello there, lovely folks of the interweb. It's me, Chris, your beloved GM and the never wrong person for these preceding evenings. With that in mind, we got a lovely show for you as we're about halfway through our wonderful series here. But before I get to that, let's see who are the wonderful folk we're going to be playing with today. Starting off with the wonderful Humna. Humna, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello everyone, my name is Humna, I use any and all pronouns, and I will be playing Avataha, who uses he, him pronouns, who has just learned some very questionable information about his family. We're gonna figure that out today. But yeah, I will just pass it right on over to Joe.
Hello, everyone. I'm Josephine at scarydogfriend. I'm playing Lizzie Stone, local repressed lesbian firefighter and all things. And what else were we supposed to say? I don't know. We are making the firepowers work for you. I'll pass it to Cam.
Hey y'all, I'm Cam. I'm playing Arizona. My pronouns are they, them preferred. And Arizona's pronouns are she, they. And Arizona is your favorite disaster. Which is a good time. Maybe she'll punch somebody again with a gun this time. I'll pass it back to Chris.
Leave Randall alone, is what I would say. But with that in mind, hi everyone, I am Chris, and as I said before, GM for preceding evenings. With that in mind, a couple of things, in case you missed it. First and foremost, content warnings, the !CW for this series. If you missed that, I'll read it out loud for you here. You got fantasy and gun violence, apocalypse, romance, references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, severe weather, specifically forest fires and hurricanes, blood, real-world religions, familial struggles, loss, alcohol and drug use, trauma, references to mind manipulation and control, emotional and physical abuse, supernatural elements, and depictions of kidnapping and murder. If any of this is not your boat, there's a plethora of wonderful content out there for you to enjoy. And if you want to follow me or any of the lovely people that you see on the screen here, you can type !cast to see where they are on the big wide web internets out there in the world. But with that in mind and with everything out the way, I think it's time we get into our intro. So sit back, relax, as we got another wonderful intro for you, and we'll be right back. See you soon, folk.
You can borrow
With that, we return back as a week has transpired since the strange events of the Grove. Uh, Most of the crew have decided to stay low and try to enjoy their summer. We all forget it is summertime, so between whatever this madness is, I still want to go to the pool, I still want to take a hike. And to be honest, you need to be normal, lest people in the town start talking, as there already are. But none of that really matters for them. As we zoom on in another beautiful and wonderful morning here at Hearts Valley, as we find ourselves in the home of the one and only Ava. Ava, have we described your room at all? I think we have not. What does your room look like as we finally enter into the place where you live and where you, for the most part, reside?
Ava lives in the old neighborhood, is one of Lizzie's neighbors, and so the house is, pretty decent size and pretty well kept and all of that. But when you walk into Ava's room, it's like an explosion has happened inside of the room specifically. There is like laundry, both clean and dirty, kind of just thrown about, like on the floor, on the bed. There's maybe like a chair with it. There is a bunch of posters and stickers that have been put up on the walls, various, musical bands, album covers, that kind of thing. You can see along the walls that there are some like framed concert ticket stubs from all of the different concerts that Ava has attended that he has created like little shadow boxes of and like put up around the room as well. And you can see in one corner, which is perhaps the best kept corner in the entire room, is a record player as well as a collection of vinyls. So this is Ava's musical collection. And you can see that there is some lights that are strung up around the room, and there is a large window that is currently and usually kept closed for the curtains that adorn that window. But generally speaking, it is quite messy and quite chaotic. I think if you've ever seen how a dive bar is decorated, it feels very similar to that.
Yeah, you're kind of waking up in just the war zone that is your room. I think you have to like push over a pile right quick as you gotta get up. But the thing that wakes you up this, not necessarily early morning, more like, maybe like 9 or 10, isn't necessarily the sunlight hitting your room or even that sort of instinctual awakeness that people have, but rather the smell of breakfast being cooked in the morning as your dad is cooking his world famous chicken and waffles, as he is very much a brunch man and stands by that it is the ultimate combo and just the ultimate everything, as he's making it right now at the moment.
Ava, I think, like, is half awake, groggy, and smells the chicken and waffles in the air, and it is the only thing that can truly get him to get out of bed in this moment. I think the past week has been a lot. It's been a lot of processing all of the information that Lizzie, Zona, and Ava learned in the Grove, and honestly, none of it really feels even real right now. None of it feels like it actually happened, like it could have happened. And so Ava has spent the last week trying to feel some sort of normal and it not really working very much. So he, I think, sits up, his hair, his white hair, just a mess all around him. And he stretches out as big and wide as he can. Okay. Okay, food will do me some good. And he will get up and I think, get ready for the day, brush his teeth, change his clothes, and then head downstairs to have breakfast with his dad.
Fantastic. Now, I'll be a little devious here as you are waking up, putting your stuff on. You do notice that as you walk out your room dressed, since your dad is downstairs, you just double check to see that if your mom is there. Your parents' room is pretty much empty. And since your dad's preoccupied, you could, if you wanted, and try to investigate your parents' room, but I leave it up to you.
I think Ava will take like a quick peek inside, and does it look from a first glance like anything is unusual or amiss, especially given that now that I'm looking, I have this new context that I'm looking with, right? I'm looking for signs of like anything that's a little too old, a little too, culty. I don't know. Like, is there...
There's a cult robe right on the chair. No. I think if anything, without rolling necessarily, your parents' master bedroom, it looks pretty normal. You see the bed they share, they have their separate sort of, it's very much like half and half of like they have one half, the other has the other half, and then there's sort of the closet which they share. If anything that you look a little bit strange at with is you notice that on your mom's side there seems to be like these old photos of which you thought was your grandmother and is technically not necessarily your grandmother. Given that you kind of connected the dots with the photos and whatnot. So that's the only thing that you find particularly strange is the photo they have of technically your mom from way back when.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go in and just take a closer look at those photos and see, like, do they look similar to the picture that we found in the grove?
Yeah, I would say, but again, necessarily not rolling because it's not too deep information. It does match up, but then you do also notice that for other pictures they have of her growing up, it does slightly change with time period, so they still kind of look the same, but it's a little bit more of like, it's the 20s, and then it goes through the 30s, and it really stops really at the 30s. Anything after that, it's just your mom.
Okay, wait, I just had a thought based off of what you were saying, which is that if my mother is normal and not a cult member and not doing weird time magic, that she should have baby pictures from relatively recent, right? Like from this time period. But if she's like a very hundreds of years old cult member, then she wouldn't have that, right? So I'm asking you, Chris, have I ever seen childhood photos of my mother?
You haven't. You've never seen childhood photos of your mom. Well, for the most part, all the childhood photos are of you. And at first you think that's pretty normal, in the household. They're gonna put baby pictures of their kid because they love their kid, but you've never seen photos of your mom.
Do I know where our photo albums, family photo albums, would be kept? Is it here? Is it somewhere else?
At this point, if you're going to be a little more deep into it, you're going to have to roll a brains check.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
You're going to do a brains check. Let's make it 6. You live here, so it's not too difficult to figure out where stuff is.
I have a D8, so we got to hope.
Let's see.
I got a 7.
Got a 7. The attic. You do notice that might make a bit of noise, so I leave it up to you what you want to do.
Can I sneak? Well, I mean, it's my house. I don't have to make an excuse for why I'm in the attic. I'm just gonna go to the attic.
Okay.
I am gonna try to be quiet, but I'm not gonna be sneaking.
With that, you're just really much quick upstairs. Your dad hears it for a second, but it's more focused on cooking. And with that, going upstairs, a lot of it is dusty in here. You see there's a lot of drapes over stuff that you really haven't unpacked for too much. But as you're sort of looking through, you find the boxes with family photos. You kind of glancing through the first half of it is your summer vacations and all that. But as you go towards the back of where your mom is, the only photos that they really have of your mom in the context that you know them in is from their days in college with your father.
And there's nothing older than that for either my mom or my dad.
For your dad, you can see there's pictures of him as a kid. You see with his brothers and his family members. But for your mom, you don't see much. Okay. There's the grandmother photos and whatnot, their pictures. But for the most part, nothing of their childhood.
Okay. Okay, so it seems like my dad maybe is not a cult member, and maybe it's just my mom. So at least there's that. Maybe I don't know. And I think Alpha like takes these pictures and kind of puts them back as best as he can, like in a way that looks like he didn't actually go through them, and puts them back in the box in the where the family photo albums are kept, pushes them back, and heads on down. This time for real, to have breakfast with his dad.
Yeah, heading on down, you see the kitchen's on the left, living room's on the right, with the porch open. They're very much like the sliding doors open to let the smoke through in case anything does smoke up. Your dad's cooking right now. You see that it is a work day, but it seems like he is not on call at the moment, so he's very much still in his sort of cyclone sort of dress attire, like the work shirt, collared, and sort of rolled up at the moment with dress pants. But with that, he's cooking, kind of goes, "Hey, kiddo, I am making some breakfast, the, ultimate brunch combination. So my question to you is, how many chickens do you want? And in terms of waffles, what are you having there with that? Anything with that there, kiddo?"
Ava will kind of come down and will, with one arm, like hug his dad and kind of look over at the food that's being made, and will say, I think 2 pieces of chicken and, let's do blueberry waffles.
Blueberry waffles, all right. We gotta get a little creative, a little crazy up in here. All right. I see. And with that, he kind of, with that, begins to whip up, putting the blueberries, and as he's kind of doing that, if you want to get yourself some juice from the fridge, you can, unless if you want some lemonade. Feeling spicy there, kiddo.
Yeah, and Ava will go over to the fridge and will open it to grab some juice. And I think, in Ava's mind, this is so casual. And I think he's going to say, as he's getting some juice, I have always really loved drinking juice, but I don't actually know anything about, like, you or Mom. You haven't really told me very much about yourselves from, when you were younger. My age, younger than that even.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's a bit strange that juice would boost this memory of yours, but every time we bring it up, kiddo, you go, ugh, please stop, ugh, and we kind of end the conversation after that. So what's changed?
Okay, well, I guess I'm just, with the fire and all, and people, Lizzie lost her parents, Zona lost her dad, and with them both, losing parental figures, I feel like it would be a shame if I lost you and Mom, and I didn't actually really know all that much about your life before,
And this has nothing to do with any kind of ammunition to use against us for, any other anti-cyclone activities?
No, unless you have done something that would put Cyclone in some sort of danger as a kid, I really don't know how it could. I mean, I'm asking about, like, when you were, like, 10 years old,
And with that, he kind of finishes up breakfast, hands it over to you. I mean, where exactly do you want me to start, kiddo? I mean, that's a long story that I doubt you have time for.
I guess just,
Care
like,
to listen to.
how did you grow up? How did Mom grow up? We never really talk about it.
Well, your mom's a very, what's the word? Not isolated, but, like, they like to keep stuff to the, the chest in a sense. And, I don't pry into your mother's history. I can only assume it's traumatic if she doesn't necessarily talk about it too much.
Wait.
I mean,
Dad, are you saying that you don't know, like, anything about Mom?
I know about her grandmother and all, the stories she had about them, but for the most part, I don't know much about her childhood. Again, it's a topic she doesn't like to talk about, so I'm fine with that.
What's her hometown? Where was she born?
Well, I'm guessing New York. That's where she went to college.
You're guessing.
I mean, New York, usually, if you go to college in New York, you're born in New York for the most part, so. And she had the attitude of a New Yorker, so, I'm assuming.
That doesn't strike you as weird? That, there's this big black box where Mom's whole life before she met you is.
To assume it's weird would be a level of mistrust that I would have with my wife, and I particularly love my wife and everything that she is. If she wants me to know about it, she would let me know, kiddo.
Okay. So then what does she tell you about Grandma? And Ava will start, picking at the fried chicken on his plate.
I mean, your grandmother was from England originally. I think it was a maid or something for the households of the royals. Before they moved to America, just like everybody else. There's a lot of rumors about that. Some say it's because she, got knocked up. Others say because, she was a bastard of a royal line. It can changes whatever story you hear. But for the most part, she came over, went through the whole shtick and dance of, getting to America and moved out west, I guess. And then at some point, I lose the story from there. It gets a little complicated. But for the most part, the grandmother made a life out here. I guess a family or her parents must have moved back to the East Coast. And, whatever happened, we met up in college and we absolutely hated each other.
You hated each other at first, really?
Well, you see, kiddo, we were in rivaling fraternity and sororities, and there was a big no-no policy about dating each other rules. And I didn't like her, and I know she didn't like me. We were constantly one-upping each other on our events and whatnot. Your mother could really be a pain in the ass, but stuff happened, and that kind of changed.
What happened? Seems like there must have been something big to get over rivaling fraternities and sororities.
Well, it's a long story, but to make it slightly shorter, we were doing a charity event. It was a hiking race. And, let's just say that our sense of direction was kind of fucked. And we both ended up getting lost in the woods. We really had to work together because we lost our team and we had we don't have any kind of stuff that you guys have now to sort of help make things easier to track. So we really had to rely on our wits and survival there. It was a rough couple of days.
I never.
When you went, yeah. I know. I'm not a hiker. That's why I don't like hikes. I don't want to get lost again, especially out here where a freaking bear can maul you at any second. It's just not, that's not me. I like a drive through the city, not hike. But
I never really would have pegged you or Mom as the survivalist type,
Well, your mother was more the survivalist than anything. I did, not to blight my character, but I didn't do well under that kind of pressure. So your mom really reeled me in.
Really?
Slap across the face. Yeah, we don't have to talk about all that, but your mother really pulled through. She's a very big survivalist, or I guess locked in a sense. But when you're with somebody for that amount of time and days, you talk about stuff, and I don't know, it's just something sparked in a sense.
Do you two ever, go out into these woods, for old time's sake or anything?
Maybe an anniversary or, here and there, but for the most part, we don't hike as much or go into the woods. Your mom might take a stroll here and there, but for the most part, together we don't really do much, unless if it's again, for an event or charity or for Cyclone, we usually have to walk the execs around the area going, look at this wonderful national park and all that, and look what it can be and all that. So.
That's fair. And Ava is kind of, I think, with his fork, kind of just stabbing the waffle every now and then. Dad, it's nice that you trust Mom so much. I just feel like you should know a little more about the person you're with, you know?
Look, kiddo, I know you're still pretty young in terms of the way life is and whatnot, but in my experience at least, I've learned to trust your mother and to understand what things we can and cannot talk about. Because she can be very... I may not know her past, but I can tell from the way they act around certain topics that it was not necessarily a good one. And one that I guess they are trying to forget. And we are married. That is a contract that we both have, and we understand that it's a give and take. So I understand I gotta give her space. If I start prying into her past like a maniac, you know, that's not what a partner does, kiddo. Respect boundaries.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, well, I mean, you and Cameron must have had, you know, I mean, did you ever look into his past and his stuff? I mean, you guys had to respect each other's boundaries. You kind of understand what I'm getting at.
Right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't know a person until you know a person, you know? Like, you think that you know them, you think you know what they like, what they don't like, what they believe in, what they're capable of. But then you're just wrong.
I understand where you're coming from. You live in a time where, you know, God, anything can really happen. But I don't know. When it comes to your mom, I would, and at occasions, have given my life for them. So,
And
you know, these are questions you should be asking your mother too. That, you know, if we're talking about your mom, we should bring up the fact that you have been avoiding your mother, and it's kind of hurting them.
I haven't
more
really
than
been.
usual.
I've just been busy. That's all. I mean, it's a lot, you know, with the fire and everything, and all of these charity events that we gotta run. You know, I just been busy.
Yeah, you've been spending a lot of time at Lizzie's house. What's up with that?
I mean,
Is
she
that
lost her
like,
parents.
Yeah, but you know, I gotta ask, just to ask, as a father, as a concerned citizen,
Oh,
you're not, you know.
with Lizzie? No.
Good, thank God. Be an awkward situation and be like, Elaine, there, neighbor. I heard you're banging my daughter. That's a little awkward. So,
No, Dad. It's look, like I said, Lizzie lost a lot in the fire, and we're just being there for each other. That's all.
Well, that's good. That's good. But you should still talk to your mother. They're not here right now because they had to go on the work site. But
I'll talk to them.
you need to, you know, no, you need to talk to them. Seriously.
Okay. Okay.
I guess if we're here together, and this has been wonderful, but you have any other questions about our family's past or your mother's past activities?
And Ava laughs a little and takes a blueberry, like kind of like wrenches it out of the waffle and eats it. You know, I just want you to be happy. That's all.
Hey, look, my happiness means nothing compared to your happiness, kiddo. We're here if you ever want to talk about anything, okay? I just want to make that abundantly clear that even though your mother may not have a, you know, secretive past, I guess, if you're really concerned about it, and I'm not necessarily here all the time. If you ever do need us to talk about anything, kiddo, we're here for you. The last thing we want to do is see you feel hurt.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. If you really want to meet me halfway. I mean, we got to talk about the cyclone thing, but I feel like that's a long conversation.
It is, because primarily the blueberries and waffles and chicken that you're eating off of is all paid by Cyclone paychecks. So it's kind of awkward.
I just think there's a price for your soul, and it should be higher. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And real quick, how does that chicken taste? Because it is capitalist food, I guess. For saying.
And Ava takes a blueberry and throws it at his dad.
I love you, kiddo.
Yeah, I love you too.
Give me a hug. Come on. Just let come on. For two arms. Get in here. Come on. I'm a smelly, but
And Ava will put up a resistance, but will hug his dad.
With that, his pager begins to go off. Oh, all right. Looks like the day is just getting started. Is there anything you need? I know you're going tonight to the charity thing, so
yeah, no.
You're probably gonna stay another late.
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm just gonna make sure that everything's set up, good to go at the Iron Bull. So if you need anything, I'll be there.
Gotcha, kiddo. All right. Well, don't forget to lock up, clean up, and I'll see ya tomorrow, I guess. All right. Have a good one, kiddo. You see, he kind of goes, unpacks, and closes the door, leaving you alone. How is Ava feeling right now?
A mix of things, I think. I think there is some dread building in Ava's chest. All of the information that's coming out about his mother is pointing really loudly and brightly towards cultist. And it's hard to deny everything that's coming about. And the more that he learns, the more he realizes that his dad probably doesn't know about any of this. It doesn't seem like he's hiding something for his mother or anything. And I mean, Ava knows what it's like to feel like somebody that you love, and then to find out that they are such a different person. And he doesn't want his dad to go through that, because if it's true, and if his mother is involved in this big, fantastical town conspiracy, then they've been doing some very, very awful things. And I don't know if my dad can handle that.
It is a concern, and something you do have to dwell on as the camera begins to pan away from you, and with that, zooms right back on in to our lovely Zona. Arizona, you are at this moment, it's Brandon Day, so primarily you are rounding up cows as you do and just getting ready to poke them little suckers with the piping hot. Right now at the moment, you, Percy, and some of the other farmers from around that they managed to just pick up to sort of help out, as you guys are understaffed given the recent events of the fire and everything. So at this moment, you're just kind of working the fields at the moment. How are you feeling as you're sort of at this moment rustling what looks like to be a little calf that's trying to get escape from your grasp there?
I think Zona is appreciating just having something directly in front of her to do, instead of this big investigative, confusing, maybe my dad was in a cult thing. She's like, I like that I have something here that is simple and easy and I'm good at.
Lovely. With that, you kind of, at this point, get the little calf, bring it over. You immediately hear just from one of them getting branded as Percy goes, all right, you can let him go.
Let him go. Oh, baby.
Goes over to his mom. You see some of the cowboys. You do fine work there, Arizona. I tell you what.
Thank you. I'll try.
It's just like your old dad. And you see one of the guys, yeah, Oh, Hurricane Holloway, he could do this all by himself. I'll give him hour, 2 hours top. Well, you just as good there, kiddo.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
With that, as you guys are going about doing your thing, you see Trinity is not a horse, but rather a kind of ATV as you guys are way out, and it looks like whatever message or concern they have to really speed up. But with that, you see they kind of pull up, go over to Percy. Percy kind of, for a second, goes over, talks for a hot minute, and then goes over to calling for you, Arizona, to come on by.
Good. I'll come back. I'll come on by. I'm gonna get in trouble.
You going over. You do see some of the cowboys. Oh, and kind of we continue their work. You see Percy kind of goes, "Hey, knock it off, Arizona. Old man Wyatt wants to talk with you."
Alrighty. And I'll head inside to Wyatt.
Yeah. Lizzie gonna take you. With that, getting on the ATV there, Lizzie kind of goes, "Do you know why the old man wants to speak with you?"
I know. Probably did something dumb. In fact, I know I did many dumb things, so like what to do with that.
Different than getting a call from the old man. Doesn't have to do anything with Jay, does it? You're not.
Nah, what?
You know.
Oh, God, no.
I'm just saying, it's been a rough month for most of us, and we make poor decisions.
It can't ever be that rough. Not for me. Absolutely not.
Jeez, damn, it's not that bad, but okay.
Let's just say he's got a different type than I enjoy.
You don't have to curl around the bend there, sweetheart. We know. We just, sometimes people question themselves. Just curious.
The hell about me makes you think I'd ever go for somebody who smells like that and has a fucking funky ass head?
Well, maybe it wasn't for you. I was asking the question for.
Disgusting. No. Report back. Hell no.
Gotcha. And with that, you see smiling over, they pearl up to the curve.
What the fuck? Gross! Gross! A man interested in me? Disgusting.
Oh, that wasn't what they were asking for. As you can turn over the corner. They weren't asking for him. They're asking for themselves. As you see, they kind of pull over.
Trinity?
Yeah.
I did not get that. Okay, I did not.
Fantastic. Goes over Arizona's head as you pull up to the curve there.
I'm being an idiot.
Okay. Lovely. With that, they go. He's up by the stables. He's tending to one of the horses there.
Oh, what the hell? I'll go over there. I'm in so much goddamn trouble right now. I just know it. Oh God, I'm sweating like a sinner in church.
With that, you go, or do you take your hat off or anything, or do you just kind of go in and just?
No, I think Zona goes in and like quickly takes her hat off, but like doesn't fix her hair, so her hair looks horrible after she takes that hat off. She's sweaty, she's gross, she smells like she has not showered in a week. She was wrangling calves all day. Yeah.
And I think at this moment you walk in stables here, it's that mixture of like horse manure, but also sort of the fresh air coming in, summer heat, just a mixture of smells coming from this place. But primarily you see Old Man Beck, or to be more specific, Wyatt Beck, the head of the ranch, and technically Jay's dad. He is an older gentleman. We're talking 60s, mid-60s. He's wearing what looks like to be his getup, which is very just dark brown jeans, white hat on at the moment, that he's currently tending to what looks like to be, from your knowledge and what you can recollect, his recently deceased son's horse, Duncan's, as he's currently just brushing the good old boy there, as he's just tending to the horse. He hasn't noticed you come in yet. He's just very much working on the horse. So you're going to have to probably tap him on the shoulder. Oh,
You wanted to see me, sir?
yeah, come on over here, Arizona. I want you to listen to something.
Alrighty.
Come over. Put your ear to the good old boy here. Tell me what you hear.
A heartbeat.
Fantastic. But it's a strong one. Even though my son is gone, this good old boy here is still kicking as ever.
Yeah. They live a long time, this breed.
It does. Well, I didn't come over here to talk about good old Nathaniel here. He kind of goes over. Oh, goddamn knees. Goes over to the table and picks up a folder. This is yours if I am correct. Brought over from the good old Randall's house.
Okay. I'll kind of take a look at it. What is it? Is it just
You remember the files you picked up? Percy took them, but he never gave them back to you.
Oh. Alrighty. Cool. I'm grabbing them back.
With that, hands it back over to you.
Yeah, Randall, it was a tough situation.
He was. And from what I heard, my son made that situation a little bit more tough.
Your youngest is a piece of work.
Emphasis on the work.
Mm.
I read through that little file there just for my own amusement, and you were good to pick it up. Maybe there's some concerning information that I think the people of these town folk need to know.
True. You reckon you're gonna, do anything about all that?
I think Randall understands the message, and if he does try anything else, I will be sure to repay that message back in kind.
Got it.
Just give that to Ava. You've been spending a lot of time with them folks there.
Yep, she's a good one. Or he's a good one. Apologies.
He's something, all right, but he is doing right by the community, so I gotta give him credit where credit's due.
I know this is about more than just giving me back what I rightfully stole.
It is. I do have to preface this with not necessarily a speech, but just a bit of wise words.
What's all this about? Why?
Well, when your dad came about, he left me a little something to give you. In case something was to happen to him. He seemed very intent in getting it into your hands. And with him being gone and being buried in the ground, I thought it was time maybe that you finally get the letter.
You got a letter from him?
Yeah, strangely enough, he wrote it the same day he died. Like he knew what was coming.
I'll just, Arizona just holds out her hand.
You see, he goes in his back, grabs over like this very folded envelope. It hasn't been opened, so it's not like he's read it, so he's just been keeping it. And with that kind of, before he hands it over, I don't know what's on this piece of paper, but I will have to tell you, your dad died with his boots on. I could have never any of us cowhands couldn't ask for a better death.
Wordlessly leaves. Does not wait to be dismissed.
With that, lets you go with your letter as he continues to go back with his stuff, leaving you outside of the barn here with this folded sort of. It was white, but just due to just the way it's been handled, slightly smudgy a bit.
I'm sticking that shit in my back pocket, and I'm getting on a horse and riding out.
Where are you going?
I'm going anywhere where there is not anybody around for at least a few acres. I am being by myself.
Gotcha. As you
When
you're
I-
running, you're going through your fields there. You do notice Percy kind of looks over to you. Where you going? And he kind of you just running
Nope.
off.
Not talking, just going.
What's going through Zona's mind here as you're riding off to a remote location here in the range?
Genuinely, it is. Zona is always just do the next thing, just do the next step mindset. And right now, there's not an ounce of like quip in her. There's not an ounce of like, oh, let me haha and see. She doesn't want to be around people. She doesn't want to, for lack of a better word, like have to perform. She doesn't want to work. She just wants to be on her own by herself in the quietness of the wilderness. And just read the letter on her own. She doesn't want a risk of anybody seeing what she knows is going to make her cry.
You ride off for a bit, maybe about good 10 minutes, full gallop, and you just find a nice little spot, tree, shade enough for you to, God forbid, if anybody did follow you, won't be able to see your eyes in case you do cry.
Damn.
As you hitch up your horse, and at the moment, it's just you and this letter. You open it.
She gets off her horse. She ties him up to like a tree. Takes a breath and opens the letter. And I'll read it through because
Please do me the pleasure of reading
Yeah.
the letter.
Dear Arizona, if you're reading this, then I'm dead. There's no which way about it, but that's the facts, kiddo, and as I have traded my spurs for wings. I can only imagine how I died, but hopefully it was something boring, as I have spent the eternity of my life doing the impossible and fantastic. I can only imagine how you and your mom are feeling right now, but I wanted to let you know that in all my travels and adventures, the one I hold closest to my heart wasn't winning my first rodeo belt or even marrying your mom. It was the day you came into this world, and you honored me with the gift of fatherhood. I know I haven't always been there for you, kiddo, and I wish to God I could take back some of the decisions I made in the past to keep you and your mom safe. But what's done is done. There is so much I want to tell you, Arizona, but there isn't enough paper in the goddamn library for me to tell you what you need to know. So I will leave you with this piece of wisdom I have learned from watching you grow up. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you see, and smarter than you think you are, Arizona. And I can't wait to hear all the adventures of the rowdy Arizona hallway from the rooftops of heaven. Until then, I love you, kiddo. Take care of your mom for both our sakes. P.S. I left a document attached to a bank account where I left most of my earnings from over the years of cowboy and rodeo work, which should be about 50 grand. It's signed over to you alone, but make sure your mom gets some of that money, that she deserves it too. What the fuck? Soda just goes, reads it through, goes, is that fucking Winnie the Pooh?
He tries.
and just starts laughing through her tears. just fucking... What an earnest, like, thing to say. But yeah, I'm gonna check out that bank account, too.
You can see that checking over, it is still a bit weird, I guess.
How?
Well, it's a lot of money for someone who's been working for... Even, I think it's in the... Without doing any kind of math in your head, it's still a lot of money that he somehow was able to raise. And whatever lifespan that your dad has had over like 50 years, in order to get that money, he's like, would have not have had to like spend any money on eating or, you know, finding a place to sleep, anything like that. It requires like, that's a paycheck or amount of money that you acquire, especially with his line of work, if he didn't use money at all.
Mm.
Or if it came for something else, but you don't know.
Okay, got it. That is weird. 50 grand?
If anything, it is split up between, well, he hopes that you split it between you.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna fucking... I like my mom, but I ain't gonna like leave her stranded or without any income. I'll pop her up some of it.
But how are you feeling, Arizona? Well, you're essentially have this letter from your dad, and with this amount of money, you could leave the ranch for a bit. Leave Harps Valley if you wanted for a bit.
I don't think that even enters her mind. Legitimately, I don't think the option of leaving like has settled into her yet. Not at this exact moment. It's not the first thing she thinks of. The first thing she thinks of is, why the hell couldn't he have said any of this to me or any of what he wanted to say when he was alive? She's not thinking about leaving, she's thinking about finding answers. And she's wondering where the hell this money came from, what he was doing. What does he mean by the eternity of my life? Like, this raises more questions than anything else. So in this moment, I don't think Arizona is thinking of like, let me get the fuck out of here. She's thinking of, okay, now I have to stay to figure it out. You know?
It's true. Maybe the opposite effect of what your dad was hoping for, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you do have a moment for yourself and a bit of quiet. Even though you have more information, questions, if anything, that could wait for a second as you just breathe it all in.
Yeah.
Before you head back. And as that happens, the camera switches over, probably about maybe early afternoon, maybe about 1 or 2, as we go over to you, Lizzie. You, Lizzie, I would say at this point, have already waken up, and since the morning's already passed, at this point, I believe you said you were headed to the library, if I was not mistaken, back again.
Yep.
So, making your commute over there, kind of parking your car at the moment, what's going through Lizzie's mind here as you sort of parking in, and at this point, things have normaled out a bit for you to have a spare thought?
You asked kind of
how what's Lizzie,
how
what's
I'm feeling.
What's going through Lizzie's mind? Yeah.
She is just confused. She's like, honestly, like, she is remembering, I think she going through more things of the house. It's like when you find old writings that you did as a child, going over your like religious study notes, and there's a story of the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman, who was the first woman that Jesus told anyone that he was the Messiah. She finds these notes, and then she kind of laughs to herself in this, blasphemous way, but she's just sort of like, for that woman, that was her point of no return. That was in that story. John 4, 1 through 43. That was her point of no return because she knew that her life and everyone else's life around her was going to change. So in this instance, what is Jesus? Who is Jesus? Are we supposed to be the messiahs of something? Is this proof that something is out there that isn't what any of us know or claim to know? And then she just like chugs like boiling hot black coffee, goes into her silver pickup truck and is like, I just need to get to the library and work on this. She just like, usually she takes care of everything she touches. Like she puts a lot of concern. When she was younger, she cared about the feelings of chairs when people like threw them around during youth group or something, but like she does toss away her religious study notes and goes to the library. She's just very overwhelmed, I think.
With that, overwhelmed, a little exhausted, you go over, drive, park your car, and as you enter into the library, you can see once again, semi-packed. The students are kind of in the middle of their summer classes. Anybody that is still here. The place is it's got medium traffic going through right now. But primarily the thing that interests your eye is that you see the lovely couple of Dr. Moran and Rosa currently at the desk. As you can see that Dr. Moran apparently has what looks like to be a book of poems, is currently like musing his wife at the moment, as she's like very much of giving like that flirty laugh of like, stop it, I'm working energy, as she's just going around spewing just sonnets. And with that, as you kind of approach over, he goes, well, hey there, Lizzie, how you doing?
She was trying to run away not like, she was trying to speed walk very fast away from the two of them because she was like, okay, don't need to be
your
witnessing
healthy
that.
relationship ill.
Yeah. And then as he catches me, I'm just sort of like, I think I have like I have a composition notebook of like some of the notes that I've been taking, like just with me. He obviously catches me and my appearance, unable to lie about, I really didn't want you to have to like see me or acknowledge me. And then just goes, good.
That's it. So all you're gonna tell a therapist. You're just gonna tell a therapist who's been trained in years of psychology. Good. And then
Well, the
expect me
thing
not
is,
to...
you're not my
Did it-
therapist. You're part of
I
my
know,
community and
but
I appreciate that, but I have some things that I'm trying to get a head up on. So,
how's your
good.
sleeping going?
Do we have to do this right now?
Hey, I understand when I am not wanted, honey. I am going to go off. I think I got a client anyway, so have a good day. And you see Dr. Moran, you do push him off a bit, and you see there's a bit of a sad look as he kind of goes like, oh, I'm sorry I bother you. Kind of goes off. And Rosa goes, all right, sweetheart, love you. Lizzie, you need access to the archives again, I'm assuming?
Yes, please.
Couldn't find what we're looking for last time.
It was just a lot to parse through. And I was overwhelmed, and I'm still overwhelmed. But
Well, I can help you out if you want. I mean, I don't have anybody at the moment, so I can maybe help speed things up for you, or... I mean, I did organize everything down there. Maybe I can help you out.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, sure. You see she grabs her keys. She puts very much of like, be back in a moment on her desk, and with that, all right, follow me. With that, you find yourself back at the library archives once more, and you do notice that the moment Rosa puts on gloves and everything, goes, okay, What are we looking for?
Local kind of archive zone.
Okay.
1952 and 1854.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Gotcha. So 1953. Okay. With that, you have an additional person here helping you out. So, roll. You get a free reroll. So, even if you explode, if you want to reroll your die, you can because they're here to help. So with that, this is going to be a brains check, same thing as before with 5, 10, 15, 20 being the varying degrees of what you learn here. So
Okay.
roll here.
So I have to get a 10 to get
A 5 is
52.
basic information, so you'll learn just the basic about what happened. 10, you learn a little bit more. 15, you'll learn a lot, and then 20, you'll learn
Okay,
between
great.
the lines.
This is a D10. Oh, Jesus. I get a reroll, you said?
You get a reroll. You can reroll if you don't like your number.
I got a 3, so I would love to reroll.
All right.
Oh my god. Okay, that's only a 6.
6? Fantastic. So, with that, you going through the information, you see that she provides a lot of stuff, especially with the time periods. You're not too specific in terms of like dates and whatnot, because even you're still a little, I don't know per se. But primarily they bring up like the current events or the hot topics of the time, and they bring up 2 things. The first thing they bring up, what do you want to learn about first? Do you want to learn about the 50s or want to learn about the 1800s?
1800s.
1800s, fantastic. You see the documents they primarily pull up of that time revolve around what looks like to be kind of everything related to the events that you're taught within local history, primarily cross-referencing everything. The primary interest of that period, of that year in particular, seems to be the Crimson Fire strike.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a particular interest in fires in Hearth Valley.
Yeah, well, this one was a fire strike, both in name and in literality. You going through it, and from what you can read, almost like re-educating yourself or reminding yourself what exactly happened.
Right.
You see, the strike itself was against the Hartgrave Company. They were just pretty much mining.
The miner.
Your standard, typical, we're not paying our workers enough, so we're going on strike, which was headed by the founding families, Holloway included, but also the other 4 members as well that are no longer in the community. Pretty much they were just paying, union kind of striking because they were being paid pennies on the dollars. And also it was a lot of dangerous work in mines. You die often if not given proper equipment and operation, which the company was not doing. From what you know, the strike went on for about 5 months before a group of residents in town that are not named decided to take matters into their own hands and burn down the logging camp as an act of protest. But in that protesting, that fire, especially it being a dry season, kind of just sparked up, and heavy winds pretty much created a forest fire around town. It almost destroyed it, really. They got lucky because a storm came out of nowhere and doused most of the fires. People died, and at that time, people thought it was the company's fault. So they, trying to avoid a lawsuit, just gave in to the town's demands. That's how the town kind of went over that strike there. I guess the only other interesting thing that you get from what you rolled is primarily that all the founding family members died during that strike, except for the Holloways. They were the only ones of like the original members that like survived and are to this day still around.
Okay.
You see Rosa go, Crimson Strike, yeah. It was interesting bit of history, a little weird, as always with anything in this town. Why are you learning about that? Is that like a church thing for Father Stone or something?
No, I just, I guess I was interested in things that never happened like this before, you know?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. You know, we try to find patterns out of the things we lose. I understand. Oh, yes. 1952 is next up here. I'll be gracious here. You make another roll here, but it's just straight. So just one more roll is for this time period.
Oof, nope.
Nope,
That's a 1.
that's a 1. From what you hear, you just got your basic information, at least a little bit about it. You don't get much because you didn't succeed. And much adversity token for you as well. For you, Lizzie. But primarily, so let you know, the day Cassidy disappeared was February 14th, 1952, and what the town called Valentine Mist. Essentially, a mysterious fog rolled over town, and then next morning came around, Cassidy wasn't around. Going through, it was a big thing because he was like the all-star American high school football captain, so it really caused a ruckus in terms of, well, we got to find this boy. A lot of people were involved. Dr. Moran was one of them. He was like very fresh face in town. He was brought in because they thought it was like maybe it's a serial killer, so we need somebody who can like profile. So he was around. Primarily, it went on for a couple weeks, and then out of nowhere, boom! Cassidy showed up with John Holloway, as John somehow managed to find him, and from there, the rest is history. You can see that he left town after that, and then came back at a certain point. Because you can see from like the newspaper that Cassidy left town, and then he came back with Cyrus like years later. He's only mentioned again because of like some event for the high school of like supporting the arts, and you see Cassidy back in the paper again.
He left town after he just came back from being missing.
He was like he graduated and then went to college, but he, instead of staying in the community college, he went to state, so he left.
And Cyrus is from out of town.
Yeah, you have no idea where Cyrus is from. You just know that Cyrus came. Cyrus is just there mentioned in a paper, because it's like an art thing that he's supporting, that he's with Cyrus. So you know that when he came back with Cyrus.
So there was like the two Joe Lizzie things and brain thoughts is we do have a nameless person unaccounted for, and also we all have these wildfire powers. All of our parents have had something to do with all this cult bullshit. So just Lizzie is just in her own mind. It is unfortunately very clear to Rosa that she is like very wrapped in the story of Cassidy. And it's just like it must just be very suspicious and strange. But Lizzie doesn't say anything, hopes that Rosa doesn't say anything. It's sort of doing it by herself was the ideal, so that no one would ask her any questions or get an idea of the small town miserable bullshit, but she did need the help, and she's still leaving with not quite what she was looking for.
You see Rosa's kind of packing stuff up. I mean, I know that I saw that you were interested in Cascade case. I know he's going to be at the karaoke night tonight, so maybe if you want to ask him, I mean, he'll be there.
I'm worried that's disrespectful.
I mean, just be respectful about it. I mean, if it's for church, I mean, like a sermon or something, I think it's okay to ask. I mean, again, don't pry into it too much if he's like, he doesn't really talk about it. I know that for sure, but maybe you can be just like, how did you feel about this? You know, especially someone who probably was like on the verge of death. You know, how did that feel? And then maybe Father Michael can use that in whatever, way, shape, or form he's going to use that in. If this is for him.
Lizzie in her mind is like, that is the worst advice. Period. Like, how could I ask this man who was disappeared or kidnapped or went
That's my
missing?
childhood trauma at this bar.
Just tell me.
Tell me.
I was like, Lizzie's just like, I'll keep it in mind. I'll be there at karaoke if you're gonna be there. But
yeah, I want to try to get there. I'm gonna try. I got a couple songs. I think me and Michael are gonna, Grace is a favorite, so we're gonna try a little Grace.
fantastic. I'll see you there.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And as she approaches the elevator, you notice that it dings. And immediately before she's able to sort of press the button and sort of get out, you see the doors open and Ava's mother, Rana, comes out.
Good for her.
And with that, you see Lola go, oh, hi, how you doing, Mrs. Taha? And with that, Rana goes, darling, it's wonderful to see you. I'm just here to do my work again. And looking over their head goes, Lizzie, darling. Wonderful, wonderful. I wanted to speak with you.
Me?
You see Rosa, yes, you. Rosa kind of goes, I'm going to head up. So if you need any more help, any of you guys, just ring me up. And you see they kind of go in the elevator and go up, leaving only you and Rana here. As you see them very much dressed in Cyclone business. Very much like suit, like pantsuit, kind of walking over, clicking of their heels as they sort of echo in this place, looking at you. How are you doing, darling? I know there's been some time since we last spoke.
Not well.
I can only
Just trying to
assume.
Keep busy.
On the topic of busyness, I did have a question. As concerning Mother, my child seems to be spending a lot of time in your house. And I just have to know, as a mother, are you having relations with my child?
I just lost my husband. And it would be nice to not have the security and friendship question that your child gives me. I've had to clean an entire house that just suddenly still looks and smells like two people who I love live there, so.
Forgive me, darling. I have to ask these questions. I know my child's proclivities for doing the extreme. And sometimes
You don't trust
unnecessary.
him.
I do
Is that what you're
trust
saying?
him. I just concerned for him. He's been spewing a lot of fuck Cyclone. And he forgets that the reason why he has a house, a roof over his head, because of Cyclone. It's very much a conflict of interest when it comes to trying to get a work done. And it becomes very awkward in meetings when the primary target of discussion is how do we combat your child's extracurricular activities. My son has a knack for trying to overcome things they don't truly understand.
I think he completely understands. I think I understand. I think everyone understands that you should have been long gone from this place.
I know, you all have that inclination, but I'm the future, sweetheart. You can't
You
stop that.
are the future.
Why do you say that?
Because you say it the way that potentially a god would try to say that. Go up to the woman at the well. Claim that you're Messiah.
Is this your church nonsense that you're bringing into this conversation about my son? Not to speak ill of your faith. Your faith is your own, my faith is my own, but it's just...
The people that say I, when they mean the wealth of an army at their back, it just grinds my fucking gears.
It grinds my gears when I can't get it through some of your heads that what we are doing here is for your protection, not necessarily your detriment.
Don't want your protection. Never needed it, never wanted it.
No one's ever concerned about being protected till they get shot.
Is that something Cyclone is interested in doing, has proclivities of doing, shooting people, town locals?
No, but I do hear that certain individuals in town like to play cowboy and posse up.
Because there are cowboys that live in this town and have.
Have is the key word in the sentence you use. It is the past, Lizzie, and the future is coming whether you cowboys like it or not. No matter how much fundraising or midnight parties my son decides to throw.
Fuck Cyclone. And I just leave.
Before you walk out the room, they grab your arm.
Mm-hmm.
Look over to you. My son's endangerment is his own. But if you, for whatever weird reason, endanger my family with your nonsense, I will hurt you.
He's helping me clean my house. We don't do drugs. We drink at the bar sometimes. And sometimes I listen to the songs that he makes. I'm grieving. Yeah.
I'm gonna need a charm check here.
It's not gonna go good, but okay.
Make it we make it an 8. Make it an 8.
Making an 8.
Make
I
it
got
an
a
8.
1.
Make it an 8. A 1. I think a part of where they're holding your arm just instinctually begins to get slightly hot.
Mm-hmm.
As they let go a bit. I'm warning you, that is all. I am not a woman of drastic measures that would punch you in the face if you insulted me. I'm just warning you as a mother. Something I hope you experience one day.
I think I'm aware of exactly the type of danger that you are able to do, willing to do. And I'd roughly whip her hand off of mine, and I leave.
See you tonight. As the doors closes and the elevator begins to go up, how are you feeling, Lizzie?
I look at my hands because I think that shakiness left eventually, but I just try and make sure that I calm down enough that heat that I felt, one, hopefully that it didn't hurt Rana or end up accidentally burning or introduce any new heat or temperature to the archive, but just that if there is a fire, that I can calm it down. If there is heat, I can get it to a normal temperature. It's like a complete self-soothing calm down moment in the elevator.
Just for shits and giggles, can you roll me a grit check?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Let's
Sure.
check it up. Let's make it 7, because there's a little bit of a complicated situation here. Also, I've already token from before, because you failed.
Yes.
Check, so.
I literally can't do this.
Okay, believe in yourself, man.
It's a 2. With adversity tokens, I can't even get there.
I'm gonna need you to take superficial damage here, as that,
Okay.
I guess, more emotionally intense situation you were dealing with sucks. And you can feel part of your heating up is almost like a response to it, almost like if in nature you are an animal and you feel something like coming for you, the sort of almost like predatory or like that instinct to defend yourself, you can feel is riling up, but you're able to control yourself and get in your car before, God forbid, anything else happens.
Yes. Yeah.
But with that, you have some information, and if anything, you can reconvene tonight. As time will go by, and karaoke night is around the corner. But before we get to that, we're going to take a quick break, everyone. So, we're going to take a quick break, so use a baño, grab yourself a snack, and we'll be right back, folks. We'll see you in the second half. Well, howdy there, partner, and welcome back to the second half of the Wildfire Club. With that, let's get straight into it as it is karaoke night at the Iron Bull. Nighttime has come, it's probably maybe around 8, maybe 9. And at this moment, the Iron Bull, the bar in the town, has a little charity event going on. I think especially taking notes from Ava's events, Lola, for the most part, decided to run a little event to help raise money for their dad. They didn't sign the contract to Cyclone sort of payments or paying off, so they're gonna try this. Hopefully it works. If not, they'll cross that bridge when they cross that bridge. But for the most part, it's lively in here. Pretty much mostly everybody in town is in here, from cowboys that you know, also to some Cyclone construction workers or people that work at Cyclone are here as well. And pretty much everyone's in here. At this moment, would you guys have met up by yourselves, or do you think you're kind of just one by one? What do you think?
One by one.
One by one?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So one by one, I'll say just for speed's sake, one by one, you all get in here. You notice that Frank right now is the one that's kind of manning the tech as he's like testing it. Occasionally, he's making sure his system's set up and making sure he's got songs ready to play. He really is like spitballing on what people might want. So he really is like diving deep. Cyrus is also helping as well because their dad. Most of this stuff is coming from Cassidy as well. So it's kind of a group effort for the most part. But with that, you all meet up, you all see each other, eye contact, and all of you kind of just get into your own little booth here as everybody else around is preparing for the event. So what are we doing here, folks? As we all meet up for not necessarily the first time in a while, but very much of like after, this is the first time meeting up after the Grove all together and sort of focused on what you want to do. So how are we doing?
I'm putting those Q-zone papers on the table.
And slam to the point that people look
There you
over
go.
their shoulder and just pass it over.
Zona, what the fuck is that?
Hey, something I found at Randall's. Something funky with y'all.
What the Q zone? Lizzie, do you know what a Q zone is?
No.
Listen. Essentially, they're having some fucked up shit going on over at that company. You know?
Like
And
more
looks
than
like
we
they're-
already thought?
Yeah. What exactly was in the papers that he gave back to me? Is there anything missing? I should ask.
No,
I feel like
everything's there, and kind of looking over the papers for the other two here, you can see that the paperwork that is here primarily seems to be zoning, and you can see it's a zoning of what they call the Q zone. And from what it looks like, they're taking a chunk of some of the ranches and part of the national park as an area development for a train station, high speed. So it provides tourism, it provides act as a depot for the rest of the rest. So essentially it becomes an important place within this section of the state, which will further kind of, you're guessing, maybe further any more plans they wish to expand, because if you provide the materials to build a place, then building it becomes much more faster.
Look, we're not about to become a company town, okay? That's not...
well, according to these, we are.
Okay. Speaking of Cyclone, I talked to my dad, and I went snooping a little in my parents' stuff, and you know what I realized? I've never seen, like, a childhood picture of my mom. And I went and I looked, and we don't have anything. No baby pictures, no anything of my mother's. We have stuff for my dad. I have pictures of him as a kid running around with his brother, but nothing. And I asked my dad about it, and he doesn't know jack shit about her from before they met. And he claims that, she probably went through something traumatic, and so he doesn't like to pry about it, and that, part of respecting your wife is not prying. But I just think it's a little weird that literally nothing. He couldn't even tell me where they grew up. Just assumed it was New York.
The hell?
Right? Right? Isn't it weird not to know where your wife grew up?
It is very, extremely. Especially you have a kid with her.
Life partners.
Exactly.
You just.
So you didn't find anything on your mom?
Nothing. All I know is just stories about my grandmother, which honestly, I'm starting to think might actually be stories about her.
I look at Arizona and I'm like, just like Lizzie, I was also sort of thinking like, do you have pictures of your dad as a kid? I don't know if I have pictures of my parents. And they were
Chris, would I? I'm assuming no.
Same. Like
You got a picture of your grandparents and other Holloways, but none of your dad.
No,
You got him when he was like at the rodeo, but for the most part,
I mean, we got him when he was like younger at the rodeo, but like no kid photos or nothing.
they just mask it up with pictures of us as kids.
I got a letter from him too.
Like
What?
beyond the grave?
No, not beyond the grave, nothing like that.
Well, I don't know. You've been talking to dead people lately.
Well, I'd love to talk to him, but I don't know where the hell he's at. But no, my Wyatt had a letter that he had written on the day that he passed to give to me if he ever passed. So maybe he knew something. And basically he says something about the eternity of his life and like the amazing and fantastic things that he's been capable of, the impossible things he's done. And then he gave me a whole buttload of money that he ain't had no business having, especially since he was asking me for money the day before he died. I know how the hell he saved up that much.
What? Yeah.
Your mom caught me at the library looking up some stuff. And like I just like passed my notebook over with the information about the Crimson Fire strike, what I was able to get about the 1800s. And like what looks like to be a kind of messy chronological timeline about John finding Cassidy and being the one to get him back home, which it feels like we have all processed that fact, but now given what we know about John Holloway is crazy. I pass it over to the two of you. First of all, your mom asked if we were dating or something.
My dad asked me that
But
too.
then, whatever. She started talking about if I ever get you hurt, that she would hurt me.
What? Why would she? Okay, well, we're not letting that
And,
happen. I mean, first of all, I'm
that-
not going to get hurt, but
Yeah, that she has been in multiple conversations where apparently at work you were the point of conversation that your anti-cyclone proclivities would, if they would get into any actual trouble, if there's any weight behind your words and the actions that you take and shit like that. And I did get angry at your mom. So
I mean, look, I don't do this just for shits and giggles, you know? I mean it, we're not. And Ava will sort of like point at the papers that Arizona brought. We're not going to become a company town. Not if we can help it.
Well,
And
your mom seems to be encouraging it.
I don't even know who that is.
We don't know who any of the people who died, who they really are.
But how could
Learn.
they... How could they have died when they've been... Okay, let's just say, and Ava I think leans in and like his voice gets really quiet. Let's just say that all of this is true, as ridiculous as it sounds. Let's just say it's true, okay? That your parents and your dad and my parents are part of some cult where they've been alive since the 1800s, and it's, you know, immortality or something, the Philosopher's Stone, I don't know. But if that's true, then how is it that they could just suddenly die? All
Doesn't
together
sound like
at
it's-
the same time?
Doesn't
I
sound
will
like
also
it's
add
your
to the
dad.
I will also add to the fact they aged as well, which is also another point of concern. Of not only did some of them die, they aged as well.
If your dad had childhood pictures, is it just, do you think it's just your mom?
I think so. I mean, he doesn't seem to know anything about anything. And it seemed genuine, I think. I mean, it'd have to be one hell of a
Real good at
liar.
lying.
That.
Mm-hmm.
No. Do you know anything about your parents or your dad from before? Like anything that might be useful in connecting all of these dots together?
My parents, I just knew their immigration story, where they went to college, where our family is. We're the only ones in America, though.
It don't make no sense for my dad to have anything wrong going on with him. He's been here forever. My family's been here forever. Surely if he was involved too, you'd think that other members of my family would have been involved.
What about your mom? I know you don't have a very good relationship with her, but
They were barely even married. I doubt. You know? She knows
Where
anything.
is Arizona's mom? Do we see her now?
She here?
Yeah, she's over at the bar apparently getting ready to get blasted.
Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna ignore that for now.
Are you gonna give your mom any of your money?
I gotta. He said to give her some of the money, and it's her right. Technically, you know, they were married, they had a kid.
yeah. I guess. Maybe we should not touch the money until we know where it came from.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, the hell am I gonna do with 50 grand anyway?
Well, there's a lot you could do with 50 grand.
50 grand? And she just like tries, her voice trails off so that she's
50
not
grand.
yelling.
You see
Yeah.
some of the people look over again and just.
I got a trailer. I got a house. I got a car. I got a job. I'm fine.
That money could change your life. But we gotta know that it's legit before you use it, you know?
Maybe we could look into the bank statements, see, when he was putting it in,
Yeah.
correlate some dates.
It might be worth talking to Mr. Cane too. I mean, your dad's the one that found him, and my mom was chasing him in the woods, as you saw. So, I mean, he might know
I
something.
think he must. Either he's a cultist too, or he has powers.
Yeah.
My money's on powers.
It's just, why would they let him
Something's
live?
protecting him.
Yeah.
Something or someone is protecting him. Who knows? We still don't know who that last person is, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they had something to make sure Cane wasn't killed. Maybe they pulled some strings.
Maybe. It feels like the more that we learn, the less that we actually know about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you guys are talking, you hear boom, boom, boom. All right, everyone, it's your boy Frank. We got the system set up here. We have a sign-in sheet. Looking at all you over there, okay? You're gonna put your name down, put the song, and then we're gonna get to the music, folks. And remember, we're raising money for Lola's dad here. He got a little bit of a stroke, so we're raising money to help pay for those bills. So, deep pockets, folks. Deep pockets.
Lizzie pulls
Orderly
out.
line, motherfuckers. And he kind of like goes off.
I think Lizzie truly pulls out like $400, $500. That's which is like $1,000 in like 89.
You see, are you like anonymously, or are you like just putting it in the jar for everybody to see?
It's anonymous,
Okay,
but I think it's
so-
a check, like a whatever.
My question is, are you being sly about putting it in, or are you like, just put it in?
So I also apologize. An anonymous check doesn't make any sense. Her name's on the check, but she's not being sly. She just goes up and she puts the check in there.
Frank, you see, folks, that's how we do it. Give it for Lizzie Stone. Yeah.
Fuck up.
Woo!
Let's go, Lizzie!
All right.
Oh,
Hopefully
you
the
on that
church
thing,
can
Lizzie?
match that. And you kind of looks over to Michael Stone. Just saying. And kind of goes off, going back.
I'm
to
gonna go
Lizzie
and
Stone.
put some cash in there. I'm gonna try and put. I'll put as much like maybe like $20 more than Lizzie put in as like a fuck you.
The hell?
Jesus
See?
Christ!
You ain't the
see-
only one with money.
It's not a
Frank
contest.
looks over at all you.
It's not a contest.
It's
Where you
starting to
guys
feel
getting
like a
this-
contest. He said who can match it, and I wanted to prove to everybody I could.
I pull you aside. It's not the drug money, is it?
It's drug money? Yeah, this is drug
I mean,
money.
you might as well use it for that.
fucking-
All right, all
A lot of
right.
money
and
lately.
here, let's use some Cyclone Cash for good, huh? What do we say? And Ava will go in and match it as well.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
We're
And you see
ballers, yo.
Frank looks over you on Mike. He goes, where are you guys working? I don't see you working.
Oh, it's not mine. It's my parents.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense for
I
you
save
two.
I save everything. I don't spend money.
You save that much?
I don't answer questions without a attorney present.
I asked for change. You said no. Looking at you, Lizzie Stone.
I don't like you.
All right, we're getting good money here, folks. So keep donating. Also, sign up. Look like Lola's up first, setting up. And you, Lizzie. I guess are gonna be the first ones up.
Me?
You see Lola kind of taps. Yeah, I thought we could open up.
The first ones?
Well, we might as well. I mean, we gotta be bold enough. And I guess we're together duet. So if you don't want to do it, that's fine.
No,
I mean,
she does. And Ava will gently nudge Lizzie towards Lola.
Fine.
Okay, we're gonna be singing. Oh my boy, Cher. Okay, we're going strong here. And you see, Lizzie, you guys begin to prep for my other two after you donate a lot of money. What are you guys doing in this instance? You do notice Cassidy Cane. He's in one section here. You see he's just at this point now relaxing. Zona, you do see your mother is getting into her cups right now, so she's beginning to get wasted. So she's beginning that process there.
Where's Michael?
Michael is currently he's just talking with a bunch of Cyclone workers. You can hear that he's talking about service and be like, yeah, come on by Sundays, we do
Right.
great work
Okay.
there, God. Jay's also here, but Jay's giving Ava the stank eye.
Ava is going to, well, first of all, is going to grab like a couple of the karaoke like sign up sheets and like slide one over to Zona. Cause we got to sing something, and we'll sign up.
I know exactly what to put on.
Hell yeah.
Dolly.
And we'll like sign us up for that first, and then is going to take a drink and say to Zona, "You think now we should talk to everybody? I mean, you know, people are drinking, they're loosened up, hopefully, and
Inhibition's gone. That's true. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, honestly. But you got a friend over there kind of giving you a stink eye.
Jay can handle it. I mean, I guess he's still not over what happened at the Grove."
No? You don't think so?
No, I mean, I guess it makes sense. You know, a lot happened, and we learned a lot.
Yeah, but it's probably a good idea for us to get him on our side, you know?
Yeah. I think I just need to know what's going on before I could talk to Jay, you know? Like,
Okay, you lead the way.
yeah, he's just angry about my mom and all that, and I just need to know exactly what it is that happened before I can say anything to him. So
Let's chat to some people and try and figure some stuff out, and then we'll go up to him.
yeah. I'll talk to Mr. Cane then, I think.
All right,
Lovely,
sweet.
lovely. Before I get to your lovely conversations, you, Lizzie, go up with Lola. What are we singing here? What's the song we're choosing here to sing?
We are singing If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher as a duet.
Lovely, lovely. Just for shits and giggles, roll me a charm roll. You can see
Oh,
whatever you get,
Jesus.
the highest.
Is it 3?
3, all right. You is very much begin singing the song for copyright reasons when you're not singing the song, so imagine it in your minds.
Yeah.
But with that, you go about singing. You're very like off note. It's very much of like if a kindergartner was asked to sing Cher.
It's
like,
as if this song was just one monotone note.
if
yeah.
you could turn, and just very
Yeah.
much that note. As some of the people are kind of like, oh god, it's just like, oh, thank God you donated. These people are less judgy because it's like they can't sing, but they donated the most. So, but at the moment you're singing in the background as you two have that lovely ambiance in the back, as you're like, and kind of going over. You are you the both of you headed over to Cassidy, or is it just you, Ava?
I think both of us.
Fantastic. With that, both of you are going. As you get close to Cassidy, you know Ava coming into the view almost like a torpedo out of nowhere. You see Cyrus come up, goes, "Hey,
Oh, hey.
where you been, dude?
What do you mean I'm here?
You're here now. I've been trying to get a hold of you.
Oh.
I really needed to talk to you about stuff."
Oh, I mean, we can talk now, yeah. And Ava looks at Zona like, is it okay if I?
Yeah, no, go for it. I'll talk to Kane.
Yeah. And thanks, Zona. And Ava will kind of take Cyrus and kind of move to a more secluded area of the bar. Say, hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't know you were trying to get a hold of me. Things have been since.
Yeah,
the
I
fire.
know. No shit. But are you okay? Are you alright? I mean, after the funeral, you kind of went off grid, dude.
I just didn't really want to be talking to people, interacting too much. I mean, everybody's after the fire and the funeral and everything, there's just a lot of expectations that people have. So I just wanted to deal in my own way.
But you were hanging out with Jay, Zona, and Lizzie last week. You looked like you were talking with them, no problem. I mean, I don't want to be a dick, but just...
It's not what you think it is, Cyrus. It's not like fun social hangout time. I mean, Lizzie, Zona, and Jay all lost people in the fire too, and it's just, like I said, just processing things. That's all.
Yeah, but you do know you can come to me. I mean, I know I come to you all the time, but my doors are quite open. You don't have to, like... I mean, what's going on? You seem concerned.
I don't want to involve you in anything, Cyrus, that you don't need to...
I mean, we're best friends. I mean, involvement is kind of in that clause of, like, your problems are my problems are not necessarily your problems, but...
Well, you said you wanted to talk to me about something.
Yeah, and you see, you remember way back first episode, there was what looked like to be some sort of envelope from a college, Juilliard to be specific, and you see pulls out, opens it up. So I did something wild. I applied to a college.
Okay.
I didn't think out of state, and well, I got accepted to Juilliard. Yeah, the Juilliard. I'm concerned. I didn't think I would really get in, and now...
Of course you would get in. It's you.
I know, but I just, I thought I would get rejected and be like, oh, well, that happened, and then kind of move on. I didn't think I would actually get it.
Well, you have to go.
That's the problem. What about my dad?
What about him? I mean, I'm sure he'll be really proud of you, really happy that you got in to Juilliard, man. Yeah, it's fucking Juilliard.
I know, but if I leave, no one's going to be able to run the shop with him. He's going to be all alone. He doesn't really hang out with anybody.
Well,
I'll just be leaving him by himself.
Well, I mean, he's your dad, He'll love you and support you no matter what. And I mean, you're not leaving him alone. There's all the townsfolk. I mean, hell, I'll run the shop with him. I already work there anyway. And, if he really wanted, he'd come with you. Right? If you wanted that.
He's not going to move back up north. He's made it very clear that he has no intentions of going anywhere.
Yeah? Why's that?
I don't know. I guess stuff happened up north that he doesn't like to talk about, and just he feels better here than anywhere else in the world.
Well, Cyrus, I mean, this is big, and it feels like a conversation you should have with him, maybe?
Yeah, but then I'm not confrontational like you. It's not to say anything.
Hey.
I'm concerned. I just don't want to stress my...
Look, it doesn't have to be a confrontation, right? It can just be a talk. It doesn't have to be stressful or anything, and even if it is, it's good stress, because it's opportunity, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. God, part of me wishes I never applied. I wouldn't have to deal with this.
But hell, you did, and holy fuck.
Weight of success.
Oh, fuck you. I'm real proud of you,
Thanks.
Cyrus.
Thanks. And again, I mean, I know I burden you a lot, but if you need my help, I'm more than willing.
Hey, first of all, you don't burden me. Second of all, I think I just need a little more time to process everything, and as soon as I land somewhere, I'll tell you, yeah? You just gotta trust me that there's just a lot going on right now, and none of it makes any sense, and I'm just trying to get my bearings.
Gotcha. And you hear over the mic, all right, next up is Avataha.
Oh, shit. Okay. You want to come up and sing with me?
Fuck it, sure.
All right, we're doing
Wait,
Billy
what are we
Joel.
singing? Ah, fuck. You go up. What are you singing that would make your wonderful friend Cyrus stress out even more?
Cyrus and I will now be singing We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel.
Make a charm roll for me, please.
Oh my god.
I got a 2!
You start strong. It's not too complicated. Then the verse comes in. It's just the two of you. Most of these bartenders, again, you paid a lot of money, but you guys are not doing justice
Wait.
for this event.
Can Cyrus help reroll? Can Cyrus help them? Help
Yeah,
him?
wait, yeah.
It's a joint effort. Fine, you get a reroll. Lizzie,
Thank
if you want, you
you.
can reroll as well.
I got a 4.
No, I'm not rerolling.
You're not rolling? No, a 4. It's slightly better. It gets just like, you get certain parts, it's like, you know the beginning of the song.
North
But it's when you
Korea,
get
South
to the
Korea.
middle-
Yeah,
No,
you're
Maria's
just really confident. in it.
Palestine! Reagan! Fuck Reagan! And it's more like ad-libbing than anything that goes through in this moment.
Honestly,
going on.
that's more true to real life attempts at doing We Didn't Start the Fire for karaoke than anything else. This is
You're just
realism.
doing current events. Just like other things that you think may or may not be in the song. Lovely, lovely. With that in mind, going over to you, Arizona, you wait for a second, but then see that Ava's on stage. So are you going to wait for them to be done, or are you going to go and talk to Cassidy?
I'll go over to Cassidy and I'll just say, oh, your kid's pretty talented there.
Yeah, they're pretty talented. How you doing, Zona? Long time no see. I got some more vinyls at the shop if you're ever looking to add to your collection.
I might take you up on that. Hey.
I got
Hey,
some
I was,
Hank Williams. He's a pretty cool dude.
I was wondering, Kane, that my dad went and I guess y'all had some good memories together, and I've been thinking of him a lot. Could you tell me a little bit about, what you guys were like together? What happened there? I don't mean to pry, Cassidy, or nothing, but
Nah, I mean, it's complicated, bro. Like, your dad was an okay guy, I guess.
he saved your life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't like talking about the whole disappearing thing. It kind of brings me on the edge, man, and it's like not my thing.
Well, I got some things that could take the edge off.
Word? What you got?
Listen, man, you tell me a little bit more about your disappearing and how your memories of my dad and everything. I'll be your supplier, dude.
Oh, you're talking about drugs. I thought you were like horse therapy or something.
No, I am talking about horse therapy. What do you think? You thought I was talking about drugs? What are you talking about? I work at a ranch.
Yeah, but
I mean, unless you were like into drugs, I'm sure I could find
I'm
drugs.
not particularly too fond of that stuff. I thought, because you said supplier, which means like, that implies a quantity.
Well, you can supply many things, Cassidy, and most importantly, I would like you to supply me with memories of my father saving you and information there.
Can you make a charm check, please? This is
Fucking hell.
This is going so well.
I don't know how to bring this up.
I'm
in
gonna
like
make it a 7 because he's a little off edge, but then again, he's drinking as well.
Please, dear God. Come on, explode. Yes!
What you got?
I got a 4. Rolling again. Come on. Another 4!
It's
An 8. And a 1. Okay, a 9. I make it.
9. Fantastic. as you're talking and everything going through, he's like, I don't know. You immediately can feel your heart rate kicking up again. And almost like that sort of indicator of who you can see, who has the wildfire in them. You can see, your two culprits here. You see Ava, you see Lizzie. You can see it's slightly more brighter too. You see that before it was almost like a dim light at a campfire, something that's just started.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can see that it's grown a little bit in each of them as well. But as you turn over to Cassidy, it's almost like it's revealing itself to you. Almost like it was camouflage for a second. As you see, his is bright like a star, almost to the point that it blinds you for a hot second. Before he kind of has to like snap you out of it. Dude, are you okay?
Yeah, just weird things have been happening to me lately. You ever have weird things happen to you?
Yeah, weird things happen all the time, kiddo, but you just gotta run with the numbers, man.
I don't know, it's like this weird glow I can see. You know?
Must be the drugs, dude.
Nah, I haven't been taking any drugs, man. Ever since, the fire, things are just weird. You ever experience weird things?
Look, I don't know where you're getting at, my guy. I'm just getting, he begins to get up, hand slightly shaking it. You can see that his wildfire is almost like it was dormant, and you asking your questions, it does look almost like a predator that is beginning to recognize a threat.
Cassidy. Does it stop him? Is he still walking away?
He's just like very much like, dude, I don't know what's going on here. You're
Okay.
kind of like stressing
Cassidy,
the fuck out.
I think we should talk in private.
I think at this point, Ava, you finish up and are able to come onto the side here. Talk about what? I run a music store with my adopted daughter. There's not really much to talk about, dude. So how about we just drop this weird whatever the fuck is going on, and I go back to enjoying my night before you freak me out.
I'm looking at Ava, and my power can't really manifest to other people. I'm hoping you're clocking my vibe in my eyes, my dude.
Can I, at the tail end of my conversation with Cyrus, notice that?
You do. You notice that, but as you're walking down, you begin to notice that the electricity is almost like sparking from one of the nearby glasses as it's beginning to slightly shake and move towards the direction of Zona.
Okay. Can I retcon something? Because this conversation that Zona is having is happening at the same time as the conversation with Cyrus, right? And so, if I may, I would like to retcon that as Ava was walking up towards the stage to do his turn at karaoke, that's when he notices the vibe that's happening. And that when I'm up on stage and doing the singing the song with Cyrus, I would like to use my wildfire to help bring Cassidy's adrenaline down and calm him down.
You gamer, you.
Oh,
kiddo.
take us home.
Roll
Yes.
Okay, my wildfire is a D12. What is the DC?
Let's make it a 9.
Okay. Oh, please.
Locking.
No, I got a 5.
Motherfucker.
Why must this happen to me?
Fantastic.
It's okay. You're doing a good job. Is it enough for him to notice that there's another wildfire present?
I think if anything, he notices that you trying to influence him, but with that, you notice that as you shoot the music, almost like he absorbs it in and begins to use it almost as he's adapting to his situation. And you notice that he begins to inflict it on you, Zona, as you begin to feel just slight stress coming into your own system. As you feel almost slightly, not in a sense panicky, but almost like your system is really running through it right now. Almost like you're feeling...
Wait, he's taking Ava's power and putting it onto me?
From what you're doing, you're feeling, that's what you're feeling. You don't know that it's happening, but you...
And he's twisting Ava's power?
Yeah, he's using it temporarily.
the hell?
He goes, look, how about we drop it, okay? It looks like your mom's got her own problems anyway.
I'm really fucking tired of dropping things. How about you talk straight with me, huh? I'm stressed, man. This is
Go to the goddamn kitchen.
okay. I'll go to the kitchen.
Fantastic. Ava, I think at this point you're finishing up your song. Do you want to head over to the kitchen as well?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna follow, and like slide my way into that interaction.
Fantastic. Two of you get in the back there. You see that he has to almost stop himself. He is very much focused on his breathing at the moment, almost like if somebody was like having just some like chest issues or anything like asthma, as he has to sort of focus for a second. He goes, are you two also fucked up?
Yep. We ain't the only ones.
What's
How
yours?
long has it? Answer my question. How long?
Since the fire.
Is Cyrus one of them as well?
Not as far as I can tell.
You see he goes into his like side, pulls out a cigarette, gestures if any of you want any before he begins to light his up.
Too bad our friend ain't here. He could help you with that.
And Ava will take one.
I'll grab one.
What do you want to know? And please, like, make it quick, dude, because the more I talk about it, the more likely I am to freak out. So, faster the better. And try not to be too intense.
When did it start for you?
After I got kidnapped.
Oh.
Some strange cultist bullshit in which someone got stabbed and a bit of their blood went into my mouth.
Like one of the cultists got stabbed.
No, like... So, I was at a party, right? It was at my friend's house who just won the state championship, right? It's late, I have to head home. So I take my bite, take my route. I'm coming over the mountains around the curve. Some blue something comes out of nowhere, and I crash off into the forest. I wake up, I'm in a fucking cage, and there's these weird culty dude that is I'm not the only one there. There's like this like a preacher dude or some businessman, I don't know, that was there as well. He wasn't as lucky because he was dragged out of his pen and stabbed through the chest, and weird stuff happened. But when he was stabbed, like some of the blood like traveled over and like hit me in the mouth, so I kind of got like you ever been to SeaWorld and you get the splash effect, kind of like that. And I felt weird after. You see he begins to stress out a bit. Things around him shake ever so slightly.
Okay. And can I try again
Alright.
to try and calm him down?
Do another one, same DC.
You got it. I believe in you.
Please. I got a
Kill
7?
it. Crush it.
What was the DC again?
9.
Damn. Okay. Not enough.
You don't have adversity tokens? You don't
I have
enough?
none. No. Well, I guess wait.
Surprise,
Does the last fail count as an adversity token?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I
Does.
have 1, which mine worked for a 2 first. So actually, I can bring it up to a 9. So yes.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So
sweet.
with that-
Okay.
You see he kind of calming him down. Yeah. So yeah, and then I thought I was next, but then your dad came in and like rescued me. which was weird. It's like, how did he find me in this place? But I didn't question it. I ran off. Some cultist was chasing me. I don't remember who.
We might have an idea about that.
Wait, they're still alive?
Not anymore. Well, yeah.
Well, that
some of
can't
them
be.
are.
I think it was
I'm
my
sorry,
mom.
I think your information's wrong, my guys. The cultist died.
The one that was chasing you.
Yeah, the group of them.
What?
Do you
What?
know what happened when I got kidnapped?
I guess
No.
not. I thought it did.
Okay. Did you guys read the whole article?
Did we? No, I don't think we did.
Could you just
Scott?
tell us what happened?
They found the cultists. It was like some out-of-towners. These random group of people that were like out of town were like the cultists. They, the storm that happened and the fire, some of them got caught in the fire and some of them got caught in the storm. There's like 5-6 people.
And
That don't sound right.
Ava looks at Zona, who has like first-hand account, like seen what happened supposedly.
I'm shaking my head. That's not what happened. Ugh. Ah,
Yeah,
sorry,
they found like cult robes on him and shit. I mean, they didn't find the grove, but I thought I was in the clear.
I think they were framed by the
know
people.
they were framed.
So, just trying to get this right. You're telling me the people that kidnapped me and murdered people are still around, and one
Not all
of them
of
is
them.
your mother?
Yeah, but like Zona said, not all of them. Some of them died, although now I'm...
She came into my store today and talked with my daughter. You're telling me the person that kidnapped me, almost murdered me, dude, was talking with my daughter?
Hey, it's all right. It's okay.
No,
You
it's
know?
not all right. It's not okay. Okay? You know this thing is a fucking curse? You know what it's cost me?
What does it do? What does yours do?
It's like some weird science bullshit. For when I can like gather, it's like an immune response, right? When we get stressed or when somebody tries to hurt us, it reacts, and it does so very violently. I learned that mistake. And he kind of has to stop himself.
You learned that mistake when?
You have to understand, I didn't exactly know what was going on with me. So when it happened, I was really concerned. I was hanging out with my friends. Years later, they had a kid, and we were all headed up to like, a hiking trail, something like that. And I just had a lot of PTSD in that moment, and I freaked out, and the car
Wait,
crashed. They died.
Amber Woods?
No. Cyrus's real parent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
They both died because I couldn't control how I was feeling. And I made Cyrus into an orphan, essentially.
Oh.
You can't tell Cyrus.
Cassidy,
I won't.
it's not ours to tell.
I'm not worried about you, Zona. I'm worried about this one here, because
No,
they're
I
best
won't.
friends. And I know what best friends tell each other.
No, look. It wouldn't do any good for Cyrus to find out from me, okay?
You know, you look me in the eye, and you promise.
I promise. Look, you just need to take care of her. And at some point, you're gonna tell them. You are.
I'm never going to
you're-
tell them. That's just such a dumb idea.
No, at some point, you're gonna tell them.
remains to be seen. But what else do you want to know? Okay, this thing's a curse, and it will ruin every single relationship you will ever have in your life.
I think we should
Kind of expanded it for me.
That's what it feels like at first. You think you're a god. But later on, you can't stop it from lashing out.
Look, Zona, I think maybe we should talk to you, Mr. Cane, later when we have Lizzie, too. I think maybe for now we should just put a pin in this and come back to it, yeah?
Yeah.
I think Lizzie will have a
You
lot
remem-
of questions, too.
Before we go though, Cassidy, you remember my dad saving you?
Yeah, very specifically, he was there. I don't know how he found me, but like he did.
He found the cultist too?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Alright. Thank you. I'm finding Lizzie. Let's find Lizzie.
With that, back over to you, Lizzie. You are just finished the song over with Lola. You see this very much. She is joking with you as you guys have had a couple drinks at this moment. And she goes, so you're telling me when you were younger, you tried to ride a bike and somehow ended up in a water? How does that happen? Who bikes the first time in the trail? That's like suicide.
There's such a thing as being taught the right way to do things and the wrong way, and for some reason, I was instilled with a confidence that I did not necessarily actually possess.
Confidence is a word I would use. Oh, God. I know. Why did we never talk? We just like hanged out like this. I mean, I know we're always like working and everything, but this is just like, I don't know. This feels nice.
I think we got a lot of shit. We got a lot of shit on our hands, you know.
Yeah. You see, it's almost like for a moment they put their drink down. They are just staring at you, and you see very much they're making that notion of just like, they stare at you, but they're also staring at your lips as they're going back and forth in between.
You seeing something funny looking?
Funny, yeah. Good looking, yeah.
Don't fuck with me.
You see they go to hold your hand. Lizzie, there's something I want to tell you. And you see they look like they're going in for a kiss. How is Lizzie reacting to this?
She is so self-conscious about being out in the open right now. At first, she didn't know whether or not Lola was joking with her. She herself is always very blushy and always very like sliding in her, like pulling out a chair and sliding it in for Lola. She's giving her flannel, that sort of thing. Like, she has fully done so many things to make it appear as if she and Lola were dating. They just never kissed. They never went anything beyond like maybe sleeping in the same bed, that type of thing. So she just truly really freezes up here. But it's with a giddiness too. She loves Lola. But she freezes, I think.
And in this moment, you're freezing. They're leaning in. You're concerned. It's almost like time slows down. And then the voice of doom comes around the bend. As you see your father-in-law goes, Lizzie! And you see Lola go, I'm kind of like, no, Father Stone! Well, hello, my children. Lizzie, how you doing there, child?
We are examining today to be one where people put their money where their mouths are at and they help somebody in the community.
The church has already raised, can't raise as much as you, good Lord, be and your parents. But we'll try our best here. I heard a rumor about town. I was hoping if you could confirm for me a bit. I mean, I heard a couple things from the wind.
Yeah, yes, Father?
I heard you're seeing someone in town. I don't know. Someone, you see Lola immediately kind of like going in the corner, just like trying to do that best to like hi.
No.
I just heard from around the bend that you opened yourself up to somebody else. You know. I understand.
It's been far too soon, Father.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, look, good Lord in your heart, you can love somebody, but that that takes time to heal. And I just want to make sure we're still family very much, and even though my son has passed away, I still feel that we can, confide in each other.
Mm-hmm.
So anything, I mean, I don't want to make it a whole confession thing. You can talk later, but I just want to make sure you good. Are you seeing something? I mean, I won't have a problem there. I understand. You're young. My son, even though you can never find another man like him, I understand.
Me and the other young folk that have lost people, we've been making a point to just make sure that we're watching out for each other, we're not getting into trouble, that sort of thing.
Understandable. You ever have any good news or bad news, any kind of news at all, you can just come on over to my doorstep. I'll be more than happy to hear confessions, anything you need. You just need an ear to talk to. I'm in the Lord's house. You know what it is, girl.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Lola, your father, real good show. I'm gonna go and try to get some more donuts out of there. God be with you, child. I hope to see you Sunday. Haven't seen you around. I want to see you in them pulpits, all right? I'll make sure I make a special sermon just for you, all right, child?
I would really rather not be
Nope.
the center of
You
attention.
are a story, just like any other in the Bible. You are going through the trials. I'll make sure everybody understands that. And with that, he goes, Miss Flores, I will make sure to donate once I get this Sunday's pulpit in. Is that all right with you? She goes, your father, real good. All right, kiddos, I'm going to leave you be. And you see somebody go over, hey, Lola, I need a pint. And with that, kind of goes, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And you see they begin to go to work and everything like that.
I just deflate on the bar.
I think at this instance, you see your other two companions come out. But at this instance, before you all meet up, you, Arizona, immediately see your mom is over near a group of cyclone construction workers and is haggling the shit out of them. Going, you motherfuckers took the only person that was great in the shower. Like everything you touch, it turns to shit. And you see, hey, look, lady, I think you need to go back to your fucking, farm. All right, we're just here to have a couple drinks, okay? You listen to me. You are devil's work or whatever Father says, and you're gonna get what's coming to you and you. And then she really pushes one and you. He goes, lady, you really need to back the fuck up. We're trying to have a good time here and you're messing that up. You notice that your mom is getting into an altercation here.
I'm running in. I'm like, hey, mama! Mama!
Oh,
Hey.
oh, what's that sound?
Hey!
Oh! Hey there, daughter. Now, this is my
Hey.
daughter, Zona. She's not interested in you and your thing.
Alright,
Is
honey.
this your mom? Your mother?
Yeah, don't worry about her. I'll take care of her. You just
She's
Go
being
ahead.
fucking rude, dude. Like,
Hey, no, you don't get to call my mother rude.
your mom came to us, alright? Car in the fucking hillbilly.
Alright, and I'm
something
telling
like
you to
that.
walk the fuck away. How's that?
You see someone of the guys, hey, is there a problem here?
Yeah, there's a problem here. Or it doesn't have to be as long as you can go away. Down to the other end of the bar, get another drink, have a smoke outside. I don't give a shit.
So, John, come on. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna just make a quick donation real quick, okay? Yeah, and he goes, hey, look, sorry about that. And you see the guy, he grabs the 20, he goes over to the bar. And very much for a moment, quiets down. Hey, everybody, I just wanted to say I'm gonna be donating a 20 to the fucking hillbilly piece of trash that's here. Because clearly it looks like they need the money.
Is
Hey,
he
you
on
You see
stage?
Frank, he's like on the side. You see Frank go, oh, fuck.
I'm punching him. I'm
Yeah.
punching him. I'm starting to bar fight.
Yeah.
Soon as he says hillbilly piece of trash, I start walking over and I sucker punch the motherfucker. I don't give a
Make
shit.
a fight check for me, please. And you see
Bet.
Frank go, no,
Gladly.
wait, please. It's supposed to be
Never been
serious.
so happy to make a fight check.
Guys, can't we just talk this out?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay,
Let's make it a
see.
DC like 7.
Bet. Okay. Come on now. It's a 2.
Is there
I'm
a
gonna
way to
use-
help?
You
I'm gonna
can if
use-
you want to donate.
You know what? I'm
Tokens,
gonna use
though.
all of my adversity tokens to make
Yeah.
it a 7.
You have 5 adversity
I have
tokens.
6.
You have Jesus Christ.
That's hilarious.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think where are you
All but
swinging
one.
for?
Oh, I'm aiming exactly for that guy, and I'm trying to one-shot him. I'm dislocating this motherfucker's shot.
Fantastic. With that, first you go in, you try to hit the side of the abdomen. He goes, is that all you fucking? As you immediately punch him in the jaw, you see he goes on the table. The jar with the money goes off, crashes on the ground. You see the other construction workers go, hey, what the fuck?
I'm grabbing a fucking beer glass, and I'm looking over at Lizzie.
I dive for the floor to get all the money together, basically.
Alpha, what are you doing in this instance?
Because why not? Is gonna grab a beer bottle that's been resting on the bar and smash it against the counter so that it breaks, and says, "All right, anybody else got any fucking wisecracks?"
Make a charm check for me, please.
God.
A char?
Charm.
I got a 2.
Immediately as you say that, one of the nearby guys go, hey, he got knocked down. We can't let that stand. You see,
Fuck.
fine. You see 7 other guys come up. The ones that were at the booth get up and immediately begin to encircle you. And at this point, you say, anybody else? And you see one of the guys, apparently you did not see, comes out of the bathroom and like smacks the bottle out of the hand as the rest of them just bum rush you.
They're all
And
going
you-
for Ava?
They're going for both of you. So I'm gonna need grit checks from you, Zona, and you, Ava.
Bet. Okay. I'll take a fucking grit check. I'm a D20.
Me too. What is the
I'm gonna say-
DC?
I'm trying to see. They're splitting up, so it's not as hard. We're gonna do 7.
Okay.
Bet.
Okay.
17.
As
Okay.
soon as the money is safely in Franklin's hands, I'm getting into the fight after this.
Please
Yes.
Please don't fight. We
Yes.
have to clean this up.
No.
Fight.
Okay, I got a 6, but I'm using an adversity token to make that an 8.
Fantastic. With that, they do get some punches in. You see that one of the nearby guys, especially the ones coming out of the bathroom, manages to just smack your head against the sort of like dat or like the bar itself, Ava, as you immediately get a nosebleed from it, but are able to still stand up from it. You, Arizona, they are very much more focused on you, and at this point, two guys try to like hold you down onto the bar, where another one tries to swing, but you manage to just move your arm to the side. That one of the nearby guys gets clocked in the head. He goes, "On the same fucking team." Giving you, what are you doing here, Lizzie? As you collected the money, what are you doing?
I just like make sure everything's together, even like the change. I like on a paper plate. Truly, I just like. Because did the glass jar break
It's
like
broken,
all over the floor? Yeah. I just like guard it with my body and make sure that it's in Franklin's hands. She rolls up her sleeves, and there are people holding Ava down or Arizona down on the bar.
Yeah, there seems to be three guys. One guy got clocked, but there's like two other than like very much like Arizona's dealing with three people right now.
Okay, yeah, I go over to like grab a guy by the scruff and basically throw him down on the ground.
Oh, fantastic. Make a fight check for me, please.
Come on.
That's a 9. Did I have to beat anything in particular? Okay.
I
cool.
was gonna say it's around that same ish. So you beat that. So what are you just grabbing one of these guys and just beating
And just I want to like wind. I'm gonna wind him by just knocking him flat on his back onto the floor.
Fantastic. You just hit him. Oh, what the hell? As the three of you are like actively fighting these individuals, just punching, going through. I need one more grit check for me, please, from everybody here.
Bet.
Make it a 10 at this point.
I got
feel
a 15!
Okay, 15, fantastic.
16.
Fantastic. You
You
got
got a
Lizzie?
2?
I got a 2.
You are at severe damage at this point. As you see that while my other two, you're able to hold on your own, you're like blocking, dodging, trying to find whatever you can to do. You notice that at this point, one of the nearby guys here, Lizzie, grabs you, punches you so hard you go down, and you can feel a bit of blood come out at this moment. And behind it, almost like if somebody's knocking at the door, you feel your heartbeat just boom, boom, boom. Almost like if you're like on the cusp of something as you
Can I jump into the fight to try and like punch that guy that just punched Lizzie?
Fantastic. Yeah, sure. Make a fight check for me, please. And I guess fight checks on everybody here. We'll do one more
Let's do
round
it.
of this.
Come on, explode. 7.
Fantastic.
I got a 1.
Oh, I exploded.
Hell yes.
That's gonna be a 19.
19. All right. And then what did I got a 1? Fantastic. Ava, you are going in trying to help at this point. You do see like Zona goes in, very much jumps off one of these guys' backs and just very much like Markiplier jumps in and punches them in the air. But as you're going through, one of them grabs one of the stools and just whacks you in the chest as you take a point of, you're at superficial, if I'm not mistaken, damage here. As you are like on the ground at the moment. You, Lizzie, I think take care of most of these guys. So how do you take care of this crew here as you just mop up?
I just get back up. You caught me off guard. I'll give you that one. I'm wide awake right now. And then it's just like full cheap shots in the nose and like face. She knows how to end fights. Her punches, like her large callous knuckles and hands, are absolutely for just knocking people like in dicks, in stomachs, like just making sure they don't get back up, basically.
You go full Winter Soldier on these guys. I should
Absolutely.
Bah!
Yeah.
Bah! Grab one of their heads, slam it against the table, use him as a shield as one of the guys hits him, goes, "I'm sorry, Greg," and immediately just kick that guy, as it's just a bunch of these Cyclone workers going, in the room. And at this point, walking in, you see Rana come in, along with their assistant as well. They're back. Alessandra kind of goes, "What in the... not gonna say tarnation. What in the world's going on here?"
These knuckleheads.
They started it.
Yeah, it was Greg. You see one of these guys
throwing
that's
under the
like,
bus.
"It wasn't my fault, this fucking piece of trash." Dumb. and they see you, Ava Hart. Look at you, Lizzie. Ava, outside.
And Ava will just kind of sigh, throw the broken beer bottle that was in his hand like off to the side, and will kick Greg once as I walk by.
Fuck you. Ah. You go outside. At this point, you see everybody kind of like gathering stuff up. Your mom, Zona, looks up to you and goes, "You didn't have to do that. I'm gonna fucking take care of them myself."
Drink some fucking
grateful.
water and go home.
Ungrateful.
You're a fucking mess. You know that? God.
You're a drunk.
The day I had you was like a fucking mistake. Maybe your father would still be alive.
Is there a pitcher of water near here?
There is.
I'm dumping it on my mother. I am dumping it on her.
With that. Oh!
Sober up. Go home.
You see Lola look. Alright, guys. I think we raised a lot of money tonight. I'm gonna call it. Because I don't want anything else broken. So everybody just go home. Okay?
Are these construction guys still laying down?
Everyone's like getting up. They're like, oh my god.
I'm going around to each and every one of them, and I'm making them take out their wallets and donuts.
Yeah, he says, I got a 50. Can anybody break that for a 10?
I'm taking it all. Don't give a shit. I'm robbing you.
Use each
You
of
can put in
them.
your tax write-off.
Make a brains check real quick. Just roll.
Me?
Yeah.
What? Okay. A brains. Let me suffer. I only have
Make
a
a brains
D6.
check. What you get? You got a what?
Exploded.
Exploded, alright.
So 9 total.
9. Dressed as security work. They're dressed as construction workers, but on their cards you can see their worker ID. They're security. Strange. And goes, yeah,
There's
here's your-
construction workers, but they have security IDs?
like in terms of like private security.
Oh,
I'm pointing that out to Lizzie. Lizzie, you see this bullshit? What kind of weak ass fucking security is dressing up as construction workers?
I will think I'm going outside to see what's going on.
As you guys are dealing with this information at the moment, we go over to you. Your mother is there, pissed out of their mind, and goes, so we're fighting people in bars again, are we? Is that the level of elegance we're bringing to our name?
fuck elegance, okay? Those guys were saying some absolutely absurd bullshit, and they deserve to get punched for that.
Great, but do you see the names? Who do they work for? Ava.
I don't give a shit who they work for. They could work for the Beck Ranch. They could work for Cyclone. They could work for the Iron Bull itself. But if they're out here saying shit about, you know, farm trash or whatever, then they're gonna get what's coming to them.
Keep doing this. This isn't your home. You keep acting like you're one of these
I
people.
grew up here. What do you mean this
Yes,
isn't
but-
my home?
We are your home, not these people, if that makes sense.
What does that even mean?
It just means you're running around town. You haven't been home a lot. You're avoiding me. What's going on?
I've been grieving. If it's not
Then-
obvious to you, the people I've been running around town with are all people who lost somebody in the
You're
fire.
lying. You're lying. I know what a grieving person looks like. A grieving person doesn't laugh at the eulogy book in which people are signing heartfelt notes.
People grieve
About the dead.
differently, okay? And what would you know about grief anyway?
I know a lot about grief, child, but it's not about me. It's about you.
Oh,
And
really?
you're doing
Then how
something.
And how come I don't know anything about you? You're talking about me avoiding you? Who are you?
I am your mother. Is it that complicated? Do I need to explain myself? I bore you from my womb. That should be sufficient enough.
I don't know anything about you.
At this point, Lizzie, are you going to meet up with, try to meet up with Alpha in the
Yes.
back? Arizona, are you following suit? You come around the corner, you see that they're arguing. Are you interjecting yourself, or are you staying back?
I'm not quite interjecting, but I want to be present to see if Ava's gonna be in danger, honestly, or if his mom was trying to like forcibly take him somewhere. I'm not gonna let that happen.
So my question is, are you stealthing behind, or are you making very much your presence
I'm
known?
sorry, I'm making my presence known. Yeah.
Fantastic. You turn around the corner. Of course, the prime fucking suspect.
What do you mean
You
suspect?
Lizzie. You're going to their house. Why?
To help. Lizzie lost her parents. What is wrong with you?
Cut the bullshit.
No, you know what?
What's
If you want to
going
talk
on?
about bullshit, let's talk about you. Okay?
Why are you obsessed with me all of a sudden? You didn't give a shit about my life beforehand? What's going on? I am concerned, and these people are doing something to you. What is it?
They're not doing anything to me. You're the one
Lizzie
doing
Stone,
stuff to
I
people.
swear to God, I told you, if my daughter was hurt, what I would do to you.
What did you do to Amber Woods?
Why do you know that name?
Answer the question.
I don't know an Amber Woods. So if we can get it back onto topic about Lizzie here and how you aren't influencing my child, all right? How about you go get your own?
No.
You know what we're talking about.
I must be out of the loop or something. This must be some fucked up shit that, I don't know, some act of activism that you're doing here. I don't know what you're talking about. You're coming home with me, and immediately you see they grab your hand out.
I pull my hand back. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I'm your mother. You're coming home with me.
And I'm an adult. And you can't make me.
Oh, yes, I can.
And Ava steps back, like towards where Zona and Lizzie are. What are you gonna do?
You start to see their eyes shimmer with mist blue, and you see what looks like to be energy begin to swirl about their hand. You're coming home, and we're going to leave this place. Not because of some cruel misunderstanding of what you think I am, but because of your safety.
I'd like to use Wildfire to summon fire into my hand.
Are you going to use it, or are you just summoning?
I'm just summoning.
There's no need to roll.
Can I summon Wildfire? We talked about this before, but I've never actually been able to do it yet. Can I summon Wildfire to like call on the skills of my ancestors? Maybe help out with. I'm basically grabbing my gun just in case and like
Yep.
holding it, so I'm ready to whip it out.
Just shadows begin to form around you.
There's a fire controlled for the first time, able to like, it's almost with, again, this like snapping, and there's just like a ball of fire growing into my hand. It's a fantastic image of just the shadows behind Ava because of Arizona's powers, and Lizzie making it clear that she also has nature on her side. Nobody's moving.
You know how long I have lived. You think a fire and a gun is gonna stop me? Gonna stop him? Ava, everything I have done in my life has been protect you from the dangers that this world has, that this community that you love so much has. This place is not what you think it is.
Killing people is not protection.
You have no idea what it was like back then, where anything at any time could take your life away. The people I watched suffer, people I watched die, and for what? I took control of my destiny, wielded.
You're not a god. You don't get to just play with people's lives.
Oh, I'm damn close. God wasn't here. We stepped up.
And Ava steps further back, like in line with Zoda and Lizzie.
If you don't come with me, I cannot guarantee that you will live. This is the last chance you have at leaving this place and these people behind, because if you don't, he will come after you.
Who are you talking about?
I cannot say.
Then
Pretty
without...
fucking convenient.
Yeah. Without honesty? No.
He knows what you did. He knows where you went. He knows about Cameron. He knows about you going to the Grove. He knows about everything. So if you do not, and I swear to God, please, come with me now.
No.
Why?
I don't live on your terms. Not like that.
You'll know the truth one day about why we did what we did. And you won't be so easy to judge.
Then let's talk again on that day. For now, go home.
They depower themselves. You don't know it yet, but you all just signed your death warrant. And he won't come after you at first. He'll come at those around you. Slowly bleed you out like an animal. I'm gonna leave while I still can, because the only people you care about, Ava. Well, your father's amongst them, and he's not gonna suffer. And you see they begin to walk out the alleyway and around.
And
all of you. Oh, no, what do you say? What do you say?
I was just gonna say, as soon as Rana is around the corner, Ava like collapses into Lizzie and Zona.
You okay there?
I don't know.
Alva. What did she mean about Cameron?
And there's a catch in Ava's breath. Not here.
as you guys pick yourselves up and go for the night, you have gotten answers, you have gotten truths, but now, sadly, on top of everything else, someone has gotten the green light to take care of Wildfire Club. And that is where we shall end our episode for today. Yay!
What's happening?
With that, everyone.
The
We hope
notes
you
are
had a wonderful
noting.
t- Yeah, the notes are noting,
The notes are noting.
Highlight. With that, everyone, thank you for joining us for the mid-season finale, technically, of the Wildfire Club. With that in mind, we're going to do plugs in reverse order here. So starting off with our lovely Cam. Cam, tell everybody who you played and where they can find you, what's going on in your career, life, whatever.
Hi, I'm Cam. I played Arizona Holloway today. You can find me at cam.nader or cam_nader or just caminator on pretty much any platform. And I have a lot of lovely stuff going on. I got a short film, my first short film that it's directed, produced, written by me, coming out in a couple months, or end of June, I should say, so less than a couple months. And if you're going to the Fringe Festival off in Edinburgh, I'm gonna be there performing musical. So you can see me, if you like hearing me talk in an accent, Southern accent now, you should hear me sing in one. And I'll kick it over to Joe.
Hello, everyone. I'm Josephine at scarydogfriend. I have been Lizzie Stone. Keep your ears and eyes peeled over at Bad House RPG's channel. We have lots of audio-only summer stuff coming out very soon, or rather, in the summer. I am over on Lantern Light Roleplay. We're playing Monster Hearts 2. And we are basically playing If the Bear Was the Menu was Teen Wolf, Buffy, the good stuff. Also still over at the Mandy's channel on Fridays, playing Curse of Strahd as an all Sapphic cast and players, and attempting to maybe kill the Baroness Strahd very soon. We are also in the works for season 2 as well, so lots of fun stuff coming up. Pass it over to Hamna.
Hello everyone, my name is Humna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me all over the social medias at Lilith TTRPG. I am most active on Blue Skies, so that's the place to be if you want like the most up-to-date information and my thoughts and whatnot. We have, through my multimedia production studio, Tender Vicious Studios, a tabletop actual play podcast out right now called Lori's House. You can find it anywhere you pod your casts. It is a story about imperfect memory, identity, and community. You should definitely go check it out. Episode 4 comes out this week, and I will just say nobody's noticed the thing publicly about the show yet, so I don't know. Points to the first person who points out what's going on in that show. That I will leave you with that ominous puzzle. Chris?
Hello, I'm the man who's caused pain today. You can find me on the Blue Sky for the most part. At VO Cologne, that's COLON. We have the Wildfire Club every Sunday for the most part for another 5 more episodes here. And we're working on other stuff for the upcoming fall and hopefully into next year. So if you want to keep on top of all that, you can just follow the channel and all of our on Blue Sky as well, Taíno Tales, and just keep up to all that stuff. We're uploading as well the second season of the Mythic Initiative every Wednesday, so another episode should be up. And these are edited, so there's less technical issues in them, so easier to enjoy. But beyond that, we hope you had a wonderful time with our Wildfire Club today, and can't wait to see you next week as we look more into the darkness of Hearts Valley. Until then, everyone, we hope you have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.